This is a video on how to change a tail light or a brake light on a 2000 Buick Park Avenue. But right now, my tail light that's out, or my running light, my brake light that's out, is this lower bottom one right here. So in order to change that, you're going to have to pop the trunk lid, which it's popped right now, so hold on. All right, go ahead, let go. Okay, so once you open up the trunk lid, all the bulbs you need to get to are under this carpet lining. In order to remove this carpet lining, you're going to have to get a long screwdriver like this and just pry these, which is right here. It's like a fastening button, but the ones up here I've already removed, and I think there were 7 of them. You can see where the holes are. But basically, the button looks like this. It's a fastening button. It has just like little teeth, little grooves. So basically you just put the screwdriver here and where it's at and just pry it down. And sometimes the little button pops through the carpet lining and it stays inside the trunk lid. If that happens, just use like a needle nose and grab it and pry it down. So I think there was, let me see how many buttons. There was 1, 2, 3. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9 of them you had to remove. So once that comes out, set those aside. The next thing you have to get to is, I think there was 9 nuts that you have to take off, and they're all 10 millimeter. The first 2 are right here. I've already removed them, but I put 2 back in place just to hold the tail light because it's a very big tail light. So here's the first one. 1, 2. And other ones in the trunk lid. 3, 4, 5. There's one up there. 6, 7, 8. And I don't know, maybe there's 10, 9, 10. So let me remove these now. I only have 2 nuts on right now, and I'm just going to loosen them by hand. Ooh. I'll pick that up in a minute. Go back around to this edge and take this one off. Okay, that one fell too. All right. Anyways, the other ones I've already taken off. Thank you. Put those back in the car. I'm gonna just put this carpet lining just up for a minute so I can shut it and not get it caught in the latch. Okay. Let me shut the trunk lid. Hold on one second. Okay, now we're ready to take the tail light out, but because the tail light's such a big tail light, I needed to close the lid, and for some reason the lid won't latch right now, so my son is actually sitting on the trunk lid to hold it down for me so I could pull out the tail light. So the easiest way to do it is probably to pull right from the center right here, right above the license plate. Here a little bit. Okay, and it fell out. Go back. Hold on one second. I want to put something down so I won't scratch the bumper up. Okay, now that I've got the taillight out, I just need to locate the burnt out bulb. In my case, it was the lower one on the right, so it would be this bulb here. In order to remove that, the bulb's inside here. What I'm pointing to there, and if I zoom in, you can see that in order to lock it, you have to turn to the right. So in order to unlock it, you have to turn to the left. This little tab right here is the only tab you're going to have to grip onto. Basically, when it's in place, it's locked in place, it's going to line up with this little black tab up here. So I've tried removing it before. Actually 2 years ago I've changed all of these bulbs so I wouldn't have to do it again. Actually it burnt out within 2 years, so this is a pain in the butt to do. There's really nothing to grip onto and it's very hard to remove. So I'm going to put it on pause while I try and remove the bulb. Okay, I actually wiggled it enough where it actually moved, so I turned it to left and you can see how it's separate now from this little tab here. I turned it to the left. So let me try and jiggle it out. Okay. Just pull back, but there's not a lot of room. Pain in the butt. Let me pause it. Well, there's my burnt out bulb. Basically, it's just a plug-in type bulb. So just pull it out. I don't want the glass to break, so let me pause this thing. Okay, I've got the bulb out. It looks pretty bad here. I just came from Advanced Auto Parts and he said that the reason why it's white is because there's somehow getting moisture within it. However, inside it looks kind of warped. I guess the bulb got so hot it warped the lens inside, but I was trying to find a number on here. It's really hard to read. It looks like 1136 or 2865. I'm not quite sure, but usually bulbs like this are like 57. This one is a 3157. So this is what I got here, 3157. It serves a dual purpose. It's a brake light and running light, and you know, like running lights at nighttime, and it also serves as a brake light. So let me get this out of the package and plop it in. Okay, the new bulb's in place. I just clicked it in. You just push it down. Now it's going to be kind of tricky because it seems like the wiring in here was really tight, so maybe it wants you to take all of the bulbs out. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try and squeeze this thing back in here. Let me pause it. Alright, I got the housing back in. I just got to push it in and line it up with that black edge. Let me do it with my other hand. Okay, not working so well. Hold on. Alright, it's finally in and it actually clicked. It took a lot of trying to do that though, so all I gotta do now is put everything back in place. I think the first thing I probably need to do is make sure that this seal goes back here pretty good to restrict any water or anything getting in, and then just push the wiring back and put everything back in place. So let me just get this, because this is a really big assembly. So let me do that now.